A lot of times I'll come on Twitter and I'll say something about race swaps and we don't have the space for it. I get we can have both race swaps and original characters. Here is Disney's 19 films happening in the year 2023. We just saw Quantumania and its theatrical release, white lead. I think you get the picture. Let's go through the whole entire list. A streaming movie, Chang Can Dunk. Asian lead, I consider it white. I'm just looking at the skin tones and matching it with a color. If you want to give it Chinese points, however you want to word it, I don't. Boston Strangler, streaming movie. Can't give too much attention to these streaming movies. They're not theatrical releases. They're not as behind as it, but it's a white movie. The fourth movie that they'll be doing is Riley, and it's a black movie. It's streaming, small budget, romance movie. That's cool. I'd like for it to be hit in the movies and they get behind it with a big marketing budget, but they're going to hide their black representation behind streaming. And that's what I would recognize it as. Quasi, streaming movie, white, everything's everything. Chevalier, okay, black movie. This is a movie that takes place back in time. Yes, that's right. Back when black people were seen as property, they were spat on and treated like worse than your worst nightmare. They're going back to France and they're going to tell you a story about this musician, this really important story that you guys ought to hear. I just find this as an excuse to depict black people in this light again. The lead character is black. Yay. Someone's getting a job. What are they going to perpetuate? At what cost? How often do people got to go to the movie theaters, white people, and see black people in this light? Why can't they just go and see them in romances at the theater? Why won't we have this one be in theaters? Let's put this one in streaming. That's what I would do. Guardians of the Galaxy is a white lead movie with Peter Quill, theatrical release. White Man Can't Jump is leading with Jack Harlow. Y'all want to pretend that this is a 50-50? By all means. Your black movie comes in 50-50 representation. And it's on streaming. The Little Mermaid. I got her skin tone represented here. Theatrical release. You guys are, I guess, happy to see Ariel in a darker skin tone for one time only, and then it'll return to the regular Ariel. All the backpacks will have Ariel, the white one from 1989. You ready for that? Who's ready for Ariel, the white Ariel? Yay, temporary representation. 3 cheers for hip hip hooray. Yay. Chillmonger doesn't celebrate that. The Boogeyman. This has got an Asian lead to streaming movie. Okay. Flamin' Hot. It's a Latino. If you want to give it Latino points, cool. But the way that they look, they fit in this category for me. Movie happening on streaming. It's a story of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, guy who made it. Eva Longoria is behind it. But when you look at what they look like, all right, that's not a black movie. Elemental. 2 black people are cast to voice a blue water and a red fire. Let's go into the theater. Finally, some huge budget, 175 million is what Pixar has been dropping for their movies, and it's going to the theaters, and they're playing characters of fire and water. All right, you notice that, guys? Temporary representation. Do we notice it, or are we pretending to have our heads in the sand because it keeps happening? Indiana Jones doesn't have that problem. This is the 5th Indiana Jones theatrical release. Everyone, the lead is white. It's a pretty white movie. Everything's gonna be everything. You get to see someone in an action adventure, and race and slavery. None of that really plays a part into it. No negativity like that. How about that? Captain Marvel 2, Brie Larson is the lead of this movie. It's a white movie. Even if they tried to change the name, I will not forget that. This is the second movie on Brie Larson's contract. Theatrical release. You guys want to be wooed by, well, at least it's going to have Kamala Khan and Monica. And they'll be sharing the screen with her. Okay. You can lie to yourself and pretend things are not that bad. Haunted Mansion, lead movie. Rosario Dawson is the lead here. Remember that movie from 2001 with Eddie Murphy? Okay, girl. The father is not in this. It's a single mother playing in the theatrical release of The Haunted Mansion. A single mother. It's regression, folks. They do the remakes. They keep it black, but they modernize it. Everybody, you guys got to see yourselves in this light. This is not positive representation. This is terrible. As much as you guys want to celebrate that Rosario Dawson's got her own film, how much times do you need to see a single mom before that starts hammering in your head that this is the way that a black family looks? And what are the negative effects of that? It keeps happening, folks. It keeps happening. Broken family in this one too, in Chevalier, because obviously slave movie. A Haunting in Venice, white movie, theatrical release. Cool. It's really good that these white guys just keep having these theatrical releases. A Next Goal Wins is a film about the Samoan team, us football team. Unfortunately, the lead of it is Michael Fassbender. So this goes down as a white movie. It's going to have a lot of color around it, but I don't pretend that leads are not leads. Taika Waititi, you are directing a white movie. True Love, theatrical release, John David Washington. There is nothing bad I can say about this. October 6th, I'll see you guys at the movies. And then there's Wish. We know little about this, but there's going to be a lead who is a Latina, but she's got dark skin, and that's what I'm counting here. And we're giving that black credit, or at least dark skin tone credit. Theatrical release, budget is going to be there. Way to go, Disney. There we go. She's also sharing it with a white guy, but this is way to go. This is Wish. We got to see the movie. We got to see the trailer before we can judge it. But so far, True Love gets my unadulterated, unabashed, like, love, unopposed. This is it. October 6th. This is the one I'm champion. Everything else, you saw what I had to say about it. To recap, this is a small budget film with a romance. I can't take it out on that individually, but when you combine it with everything else we're getting, oh my God, I want to vomit in my mouth. Next movie, we have A Broken Family, a slave movie. After that, Race Swap, Little Mermaid, Ariel's temporarily going to be black. Show your kids this. Make them cry at the trailer and appreciate how the princess looks like her. And then keep that recording in a couple of years when we get white Disney World Princess Little Mermaid and it's just white all over again. Don't be fooled by this gesture, this symbolic gesture, where the popularity of a white character is boosted by somebody who's got the skin tone of Halle Bailey. Elemental, voice acting roles, so you're never going to see somebody black. It's almost like they're ashamed that they're casting these black people and trying to squeeze them in where they can. Here's The Haunted Mansion, Broken Family. Here is True Love, where I got nothing bad to say. And then there's Wish, which I believe is going to be a co-lead movie. So you get people with dark skin, but they'll be sharing. Yay. Disney, folks.